Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is offering new users a $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And we're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time has last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Use promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Old Fashioned Football.
You make this deal right now, you pancake eating mother.
All right, deal.
Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you're listening to, this is J Mark. You can find me on the X at JMark Football. You can find us on the X at Old Fashioned FB. And if you're not on YouTube looking at our pretty faces and you're wondering who us is, before I keep going to talk about our Week 10 start sits and answer any questions you might have, I got to bring in my co-host on the pod and in life. You can find her on the X at the Mermark. Miranda, welcome back. How you doing today?
Yeah, welcome back, indeed, because this week has just been something. That's all I can tell you. Work has been crazy for me. Super bummed to have missed Monday's show, but it is what it is.
That's right. You gave me your list of waivers. I don't know if I gave the same reasons that those people are on your waiver list, but I at least had the names.
Did good.
I at least had the names there to kind of help them out with your picks, so they weren't just getting mine. Because I mean, popular opinion that I've heard, people listen to the smarter one in fantasy football here. You're still having
the brains between us.
You are the brains. You're the thinker. I'm the drinker, I guess. Yeah, because you're having a hell of a year for fantasy football wise, which we've hit on. And we might have a really bad weekend, though, because you and I play each other in the Pirate League, which means somebody is losing a player to the other person.
I have been doing just so shitty.
Well, I've dropped 3 straight, so I'm right there with you.
I think I have 2.
Yeah.
I have 2. It's like, okay, well, who's going to be my quarterback this week? Because that
bounce back for one of us at least. Bounce back. Oh, okay. I already know which player of yours I'm stealing. I've done that much deep diving in. I'm not telling you now.
Tell me.
You'll work in some trade and trade him off your team. I know your sneaky weasel ways. I'm not doing it.
My weasel ways?
Yeah.
Are you talking about yesterday?
Yeah, I'm talking about yesterday with your weaseling in the family league. Well, it's the family league. No,
it's like
weaseling.
No, it's not when it's the family league, and it's like Monopoly. And when you trade properties, and you know what I mean, the dealing and trading in Monopoly, it's kind of like that.
For the non-family members, Miranda and her mother worked out a trade that was a trade with the intention of a reverse trade. Here's a 1-week loan on a player. They were getting back Weasel. The weasel.
Okay, we fixed it and we decided it was a permanent trade.
Yeah, it got better.
I did originally the trade. I realized I didn't even look at. I was just getting it. My mom was. She might have been working on me since early yesterday afternoon via text. Sorry, Mom. And she goes against my dad this weekend.
Yeah, and you're always on your dad's side, so this is unusual. But your mom needed to try to weasel her way into some trade because she's got a lot of bye week players.
Yeah.
Who's on the bye this week?
Mahomes. She has Pacheco and
Chiefs, the Eagles, the Dolphins, and the Rams. So a lot of big name players. A lot of big name players.
So anyway, the original trade was Jerome Ford. I gave her Jerome Ford for
Devin Singletary,
Yes,
the
Singletary. I
backup
was like,
running
I don't
back.
even. It's just somebody's gonna sit on the bench or be dropped. Anyway, yes, Devin Singletary. But I made her give me Jacoby Myers, so I
Weasel.
gave her Singletary back for Jacoby Myers, so it was a more equal trade.
Yeah.
And it won't be reversed
After much
because-
bitching was done by me. I believe I maybe even guilted them into that, but I was definitely bitching about it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not. You called me a weasel, and then I was like, okay, calm down, calm down.
Yes, shout out to Justin Kinsey. That's his term for fantasy football players that like to try to pull sneaky under the radar.
I never
acts
pull
like that.
sneaky under the radar acts in legitimate, serious leagues. This is the family league. This is a different kind of competition.
Shout out to Evan Vaughn. T. Higgins likely to be out. I saw that as well. So DJ Moore tonight or Tank Dell Sunday. It's an extremely difficult one because Tank
Mhm.
Dell has been doing amazing. We have Tyson Bagent throwing the ball. He's been more of a fan of throwing it to Kmet. However, this is a bounce back or revenge game, I should say, for DJ Moore against those Panthers that traded him. So I don't know. I like them both. The thing with Tank Dell is, though,
He
Robert Woods
he's
out.
questionable.
Well,
Ni-
yeah, questionable. I don't
Nico
think he
Collins
plays.
is questionable.
So Tank may be the dude. Tank Dell and
Mhm.
Noah Brown might be the guy. I think you have to go with the better quarterback in this situation. CJ Stroud, a much better quarterback
CJ
than
Stroud has been making me
Agent
proud.
Bagent. Even though, Evan, I do have my special Bagent shirt on for the Bears tonight, but as much as I want DJ Moore to tear it up, I don't think you can trust Bagent over Stroud. Do you agree?
No,
No.
no, Stroud,
All right.
100%.
Javier, I believe, checking in. What trades would you do to improve the team? He's got Goff, Kyler, Eckler, Connor, Kyron, B-Rob, B-Rob and Bijan. Wide receivers, Brown, Pittman, Myers, Tank, Douglas, Laporta, Kincaid. Should I go for Garrett Wilson or Devonta Smith? It looks to me like you have a ton of running back depth.
Mm-hmm.
I would make a play for Devonta Smith. It's hard for me to trust Garrett Wilson with Zach Wilson throwing to him. I know Garrett Wilson's a stud, but again, going with the better quarterback, try to get a piece of that Eagles offense with Devonta Smith.
I agree with that.
Agree?
Mm-hmm.
We're 2 for 2 on agreeing. That's a little scary. Yeah, we have the Bears and Panthers tonight. That's why we're going to roll through this as quick as we can, because if you can't tell from your hat, me with my special Agent Bagent shirt, we are Bears fans, sadly. Sorry, Javier saying, who would you trade? I would keep Eckler.
Yeah, I would not get rid of Eckler.
And I would keep I would keep Bijan. So Brian Robinson, Kyron Williams, James Conner. Actually, I would see if they would do like a Brian Robinson, and then you could throw in throwing in Kincaid almost seems like too much. Brian Robinson and Kincaid for Devonta. I don't hate that move, though. I think that might be what you need to do to get the person to
I don't
move
think you
off
can
of Devonta.
just go with B. Robinson.
Right. Laporta has already had his bye week, so you don't need a backup tight end necessarily. I know Kincaid is good, but yeah, I would start with Kincaid and Brian Robinson for Devonta Smith, and maybe they have a backup running back that you can pick up or a backup tight end you can pick up for depth piece. But that's kind of where I would start. The Kyler Murray coming back should hopefully give you a good boost. Kyron Williams coming back next week, I believe. So that should give you a boost in the running back room. You already got Eckler and Bijan Robinson. So I think, Brian Robinson and Kincaid for Devonta Smith is not terrible. It sounds like a little much, but
it sounds like, but I don't think you can just do.
You can't do just Brian Robinson.
No, and I think looking at the rest of your roster, that's who I would do.
Unless the person really needs running back help, then start with Brian Robinson and see what they say. But yeah. How many points do we think Kyler Murray's going to drop? Gosh, I don't know. Call of Duty comes out tomorrow, so he may not drop many points at all. He seems to be distracted when Call of Duty comes out, but I do think he might have a nice bounce back game. That if you look at the fact that Josh Dobbs is a top 10 quarterback running that Arizona offense, logic would say Kyler should be able to do better. Nothing
Should.
against the
Did you
pastor.
say so? Call of Duty does drop tomorrow. You
I
said?
believe so.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes.
Whenever, seriously, looking at stats, whenever he has even admitted,
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a correlation to him downtrending in stats
Mhm.
with the new Call of Duty being
because
released.
he's not getting sleep, he is just 24/7 Call of Duty. He is not thinking about football.
Yes. It was almost put into his contract, remember, that he had to watch film for so many hours a week. As a professional quarterback, that should not have to be put in your contract. They ended up removing it before it was signed, but still. I still think he's going to have a good game,
Yeah.
though. Good
Mhm.
bounce back game. Javier, thank you for checking in. Don't forget
Mhm.
to hit the like, hit the subscribe. We appreciate you stopping by and hang out for a while. Before we do injury report and all that stuff, why don't you remind people what we drank? And I will say we, because even though you weren't here,
You did. You walked into my office and
Yes.
you set that beautiful old fashioned down on my desk.
it's like if you're working at 7:43, I know you started before 7:43 in the morning. 12-hour day, you need this old fashioned.
It ended up being over a 13-hour day.
Yes.
So there is that.
But why don't
It
you
was-
remind people what we drank?
We are drinking. It was Old Granddad.
Yeah.
Yes, Old Granddad 114.
Yes, they have the 80, the 100 proof bottle and bond, and then the big dog 114.
And it is good in an old fashioned. You set that down
stands
and
out.
like you are on a roll right now. For a while it was me making the old fashions and you're back at it.
I'm going with the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Okay.
Just making it very. Did one of your ices just crack?
Yes, and I thought it was the glass for a second.
I did too,
I was like,
actually.
whoa. Okay, we're good.
That was a little intense, but we are all right. Before we talk about injuries, why don't we talk about where people can go bet on the Bears tonight?
You can bet on Bet365. That's right. We're brought to you by Bet365. It is the world's favorite sportsbook, trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. With props, sides, totals, live betting, Bet365 has you covered. And if you like boosts, you're going to love Bet365. Like a 30% profit boost on your NFL same game parlay. Plus, they even have an early payout offer if your team goes up 17 points. Sign up today and choose from 2 bonus offers, either a $1,000 first bet safety net or bet 5, get $150 in bonus bets. Just head on over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. Again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365.
And if you have not used Bet365, they have all sorts of different ways to bet. They have banker bets, if bets, reverse if bets, which are great for this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. You're not going to be around your phone a lot because you're spending time with the family. You can place an if bet, which means I'll bet this game if this first bet hits, and then I'll place this third bet if that second bet hits. All sorts of possibilities so that you don't have to keep on top of the bets. And maybe gambling on lines isn't your thing. Maybe you want to look at a little fantasy football. Well, you can do that at Prize Picks. And with the basketball season here, you can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. For example, maybe you want to take, let's take Zach LaVine plus Cole Kmet at a 10.5 of 3 points made plus receptions. You can put those together, and Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy. Nobody else is doing this. So let's say you did place that bet on Cole Kmet, and he, unfortunately, let's hope this doesn't happen, knock on wood, gets hurt in that first half and does not come back. Guess what? That's rebooted. And you're not out the money. They're the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. I love testing my skills over on Prize Picks. It's a great way to turn $10 into $250 with just a couple taps. You can place your picks in 60 seconds, get quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, an enormous selection of players and stat types are what Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app, offers. And they even offer Apple Pay for all you Apple lovers. Not me, but I know there are some of you out there like Miranda who love Apple. You can do Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals. So here's what I would do. I would go to Prize Picks right now. I would sign up with our code SGPN. And I would take Adam Thielen lower than 73.5 receiving yards. I know it's Adam Thielen, but the Bears haven't allowed
Spicy.
the Bears haven't allowed a wide receiver over 72 yards since week 2 to Mike Evans. I would take Cole Kmet higher than 37.5 receiving yards because that's special agent Bajent's guys. And Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker for the Panthers that used to be the kicker for the Bears, higher than 5.5 kicking yards. He's hit this in 4 of the last 5 games. So go to prizepicks.com/SGPN and use code SGPN for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/SGPN, code SGPN. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy. All right, before we talk about the injury report, we got a couple more questions. Evan says, last question. It doesn't have to be the last question. Ask as many as you want. How do we feel about Javonte Williams the rest of the season? The Broncos are trending up. It's weird to say after how they started.
It is.
But they've won they won the last 2 before their bye week. And part of that is because the run game's actually starting to roll. Now I love Jaleel McLaughlin, their backup, but I actually like Javonte Williams. I think they're starting to unleash him a little bit more, and he is crucial to that team. Bryce Ridley checking in. Start 3. You're going to start Devontae Adams, Brandon Ayuk, Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, or Deontay Johnson. Pick 3 of them. I'm going to start. Well, first, if this is PPR or non-PPR, if it's PPR, I don't think Adam Thielen is going to get the yards.
I was going to say, you just threw it out that
you
don't think he's getting the yards.
But I think he's going to get catches. He's a guy that he's going to get a lot of catches. So I don't think I would start him. I'm worried about Devontae Adams. You too?
I think is he on your sit this week?
He is on my sit this week. So I'm worried about him. We'll talk about a little bit why, but Amari Cooper just had a big game. However, they play a fierce Ravens defense. Christian Kirk against the 49ers. I think the Jaguars might be able to take a little bit of advantage of that pass. Those cornerbacks are just coming back. This is a tough one. Deontay Johnson against the Packers.
Did you talk about Ayuk?
Ayuk against the Jets. Okay, so Ayuk is in. I'm going with Ayuk.
I think he's safe.
I'm going with Adam Thielen.
He's not. I kind of agree with
If
you. I
it's
don't know if
PPR.
he's gonna. Yeah.
If it's PPR, I also think Adam Thielen. If you listen, I got to go on the Big Show on Tuesday talking Bears Panthers, and we all agreed that Adam Thielen will probably get a touchdown. So I like Adam Thielen. I like Brandon Ayuk. Who are you between the rest of that? We got
Amari and Kirk.
I'm going to say Christian Kirk because that Ravens defense has been intense. It's in Baltimore. So I'm not going to trust the Browns this week, though. I don't trust the Browns any week. I'm very anti-Cleveland Browns. So Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, Adam Thielen, good luck. Hopefully we gave you the right answers. Domo. I have a shirt with Domo on it. I don't just so you know. Not saying I have a shirt with you on it. I just have a shirt with Domo on it.
Do you know who Domo is? I don't even know who Domo is. Who is Domo? Where's Domo from?
I have no idea either. It was a $3 Walmart clearance shirt.
And you just got it, and
it's
just a running. Everybody always goes Domo.
Yes. Real quick, we will answer your question, but I have to say this. And if we don't get to our start sits, that's fine. We're happy to just keep answering questions. So keep them coming. But my bachelor party that was a fishing trip.
The camping trip.
Yeah, fishing camping trip, because I was lucky enough to have 2 bachelor parties. But the fishing camping trip one, my dad was running late. He had a work problem. And he showed up with us guys that, most of us just out of college, all that. And he had to do some catching up. And so he started drinking a little bit quicker, putting down the Coors Lights a little quicker than to catch up with us. And I was wearing said Domo shirt. And we were making Domo jokes all night. Well, he finally said, I can't keep up with you guys. I got to go to bed. I don't think that was his exact words, but he did have to go to bed. And the tent had like this little... The little part you got to step over
2 or 3 inches of material before the zipper.
Yes. And his foot did not clear that part, and he started to fall forwards, then fell backwards right onto his back. And we're all like, "Are you okay?" And he goes, Domo. So anytime
So
the
this
Domo
is-
just makes me think of that.
So Domo, whoever you are,
Yes.
thank you for inspiring Justin to relive the story.
Yes. Now to your question. You were offered Bijan Robinson and Deontay Johnson for D-Hop and David Montgomery. You currently have Kamara and Brees along with Kupp and Waddle. I love this trade, and here's why. DeAndre Hopkins not necessarily been the most consistent.
Mhm,
Deontay Johnson is Kenny Pickett's favorite target right now.
mhm.
David Montgomery's coming back from that rib injury, and while I expect he's going to keep dominating the backfield, I don't know, because Jahmyr Gibbs has had 2 really solid games. So
But
I
when he
love
was
getting,
back and it was both of them, he was dominating between the two of them.
I
He was
know,
getting the
but Gibbs
volume.
really elevated his game. I don't think they can go back to the same split. I think it's going to be more of an even split. So I love getting Bijan Robinson and Deontay Johnson for David Montgomery and DeAndre Hopkins. You agree with me?
And my only hesitation is on the David Montgomery piece, just because. But I mean, this is the second time he's been injured this season, right?
He missed
Coming back.
one game, but yeah, he's coming back from that rib injury. I like the trade a lot.
Mhm. It has a lot of upside.
Yeah. Who's more valuable rest of season? Devontae Adams for Walker and Charbonnet. I don't like getting 2 running backs out of the same backfield, because then you're playing which one's going to have a better, if I'm reading this correctly.
So it's either
Adams or Walker and Charbonnet.
Mm-hmm.
But Devontae Adams, I don't know how Aiden O'Connell is going to necessarily do. He didn't pass for a lot of yards his first start last week. They ran the ball more, but eventually they have to get Adams back involved.
They have
He is on my sit list this week, but eventually they have to get him involved again. This one's tough.
It is. And I don't know.
Oh,
Walker.
wait. We switched it a little bit. Who's more valuable rest of season? Devontae Adams or Walker and that's how I read it. Sorry.
Yeah. What are you
Walker
talking about?
and I'm sorry, I thought there was a change.
Yeah. Okay.
And Charbonnet.
Well, and Walker, he's got an injury right now.
He does, and he's been they've almost been a true 50-50 split as far as snap share. Walker's actually been under that 50% snap share the past 2 weeks. I don't know if that's because of injury. They've not really said, hey, we're limiting him because of injury. It might just be that they're finally getting the rookie, Zach Charbonnet, involved. That's why I don't like taking that backfield, because it's going to be unpredictable, in my opinion. It's going to be really tough each week to
I'm going to
which
go
of these guys.
Devontae Adams. They've got to get him more involved.
I agree. I like that one.
He's got to.
Yep. Kathy Mark, we know her. Mom checking in saying, should I put Kmet in tonight or play Hawkinson this weekend? I don't think you can bench Hawkinson. I love Cole Kmet, but I don't think you can bench Hawkinson. Josh Dobbs has been named the starter. And Josh Dobbs has been doing amazing. I mean, he came in with less than 6 days with the team or something. Didn't know the playbook really. Kevin O'Connell was telling him where his receivers were going to be in the 15 seconds before the snap, and he was able to translate that into a win. I think you have to start Hawkinson. I love Cole Kmet, obviously, as a Bears fan, and Tyson Bagent loves Cole Kmet, but I think you have to go with Hawkinson. I wouldn't mind starting both of them if you don't have great options at your flex spot. I haven't looked at your roster in the family league, but I don't mind that play. Thoughts?
Sorry, I was looking at my tracker. I don't know what you just said for the very end, but my thought on this overall is that you have to start Hawkinson.
Okay, sounds good.
Sorry, my tracker is not. My stat tracker is not working because I haven't updated Excel. We finally, I don't know if people have been listening to me complain about this. I don't like Google Sheets. I like my Excel.
I do too. Just
Microsoft
Google Sheets
Office
is easier.
Suite has expired and I need to renew it. So we did switch to Excel.
No, it won't let you do things.
It won't let me filter.
No,
it is. I have to control
filter.
No, I can't even filter. So I have to control find and then kind of compare.
Damn that Bill Gates.
My brain isn't computing quick enough. So anyway.
Well, damn that Bill Gates. A. Manser, I traded Schultz and Rice for Madison. My tight end is Laporto with Goddard out, and running backs were only Jacobs and Swift. So I like Madison for the bye weeks and backup. Good trade. I mean, with Laporta, you don't need Dalton Schultz. Rasheed Rice has started to look better, but that Chiefs offense for receivers, from personal experience
It's
last year,
unreliable because
you
there's
never know
too
which
many
one's gonna pop up.
weapons.
Yeah.
Mahomes can make anybody look good. He doesn't have to have. I mean,
Well, aside from Travis Kelce, he doesn't hone in on anybody.
no,
Yeah.
no, and
So-
he hasn't really even been honing in on Travis Kelce as much as I'd like him to.
Well, I think Brittany Mahomes and T Swift got in a fight, and that has led to all of this. I'm just kidding. That's rumor in my head. That's the rumor.
Is there a rumor?
No, I
You're
said
just
in my
making
head.
one up.
Yeah,
This is how
I'm
rumors
starting the
start.
rumor. I'm
No,
starting the
you're
rumor.
starting a rumor.
No, I think that's a good trade because, again, with Laporta, you don't need Dalton Schultz. Rasheed Rice has been a little inconsistent. I'm not a huge Alexander Madison fan, but now with Cam Akers out for the season, they don't have anybody else.
So
really.
he's the main guy.
I mean,
He's not sharing.
Yeah, they have Ty Chandler, but I think he's too small to carry that workload. It's Alexander Madison's backfield. One more question before we have to talk about a couple other things. Keegan Shoemaker says, trade either Deontay Johnson or Tank Dell with Dak for Derrick Henry and Christian Watson. I mean, I like that you're getting Derrick Henry. I'm not a Christian Watson fan this year. I don't think Jordan Love is good. I think Jordan Love is crap. Maybe that's the Bear fan in me, but I don't like him at all. So Deontay Johnson or Tank Dell? I think I have to say trade away Deontay Johnson. He's been Kenny Pickett's favorite target, but that offense sucks overall. I mean, Matt Canada.
It's really hard for me to part with Tank Dell.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't put Tank Dell in there. Dude's a stud. He's a rookie with CJ Stroud, so they've built that bond.
Just been, and Stroud has been exciting. I snagged him in so many leagues this year, and it's paying off.
I'm working on some trade packages in keeper leagues so that I can.
Well,
get
and
him
that's like in
because-
my keeper leagues. I got him thinking it would be a future snag, like it would help me in the future.
Yeah,
shut up. It's helping me now.
Yeah, no, I mean 470 passing yards and 5 passing touchdowns.
Can't.
I wouldn't get rid of Tank
No.
Dell. Go with the better quarterback, CJ Stroud, better than Kenny Pickett. That's just how I feel, anyways. Before we keep going, nobody likes buying tickets and thinking about all that. What doesn't have to be stressful. In fact, it shouldn't be. In Game Time, they got you covered. They're the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you with killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guaranteed. You can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you're going to have. We checked out Game Time last week because we were going to a concert. We already had the tickets, went to see Judah in the Line and Need to Breathe. Awesome concert. But I saw tickets on Game Time for cheaper than what I paid. That's what I get for planning months in advance. They have flash deals and last-minute tickets. They're easy to find. One of the things I like the best, images of your seat views. You know exactly what to expect when you're going to a football game. And, they also have a Game Time guarantee. It means you're always going to get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less at the same time, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Guess what? They're not offering that 110% because they have to do it a lot. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone as well. No more digging through your junk. Nobody likes to dig through their junk, right, Mer? Snag the tickets without the stress of Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. That's right. The tickets for Need to Breathe were like 30 some bucks. You could have gone for $15 or something. Now terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
We are also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bets' revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets.
All right. Should we go over the injury report a little bit?
We should. It's a pretty big one.
We have a couple more questions. We will get to them in 1 second, but let's talk about this injury report. You want to talk about the quarterbacks?
Yes. So we already mentioned we got Special Agent Bajent starting for us tonight.
Well, we think.
Pretty sure. Come on. Fields is doubtful.
Did you see the press conference from Flus?
I did not see it.
Okay. I want to break this down for you.
Okay, break it down.
He said Justin Fields is doubtful. This was yesterday, by the way. He's doubtful, but we want to give him another day. And then they asked a little bit later, so Fields is out? And he goes, yeah, he's out, but we want to get him another day. And then a couple minutes later, they said, okay, sorry, I'm kind of confused. Is he for sure out? Because you have him listed as doubtful. Is he for sure doubtful? Is he for sure out? And he said, well, there's a 51% chance that he will play and a 51% chance that he won't. What? What?
Math is hard. Basically, he just doesn't want to answer.
Pretty much.
All right. In addition to Justin Fields, Jaren Hall is questionable, but Josh Dobbs has been named the starter. This is where I gave my mom advice that I really wish I would have shut my mouth on and done it myself, because her original trade, because she needs a quarterback and she needed a running back. I did the running back trade with her, but she wanted to take, I think my best running back that I have in the family league is...
I don't have any idea.
No, I know. I can't think of...
Who's he play for?
The 49ers. Where?
Christian
No,
you don't have Christian McCaffrey.
The quarterback. Why?
Oh, Brock Purdy.
Purdy.
You said running back.
Brock
you said your
Purdy.
best running back.
Why could I not get Purdy out? I could see him.
Well, it's because you said your best running back, so your brain wouldn't make the connection to quarterback.
No, my best quarterback in the family league is Purdy.
Oh, that's
my
sad.
Team name is Purdy Invincible. I mean, I should have just... What's wrong with my brain today? Anyway, and I just was looking at who is out there, and Josh Dobbs was out there. And I said, this is a bet. Like, you need to just pick him up. It's a better deal. I kind of wish I would have done it.
Do you know he's I can't remember.
Wish I would have just done the quarterback trade with her, and I would have picked up Josh Dobbs.
I think it's a rocket scientist. Do you know he graduated with like a degree as a rocket scientist, and NASA is now calling him the Pastronaut because he's qualified to like literally work at NASA. Anyway, sorry.
But Josh Dobbs has been named the starter for the Vikings, and I think that that's a better, smarter move for them anyway. Will Levis was named the starter going forward.
Yeah.
For the Titans, Tannehill will be the backup. That's not really an injury for you, but I wanted to include it.
Yeah.
If you were wondering, for quarterbacks for the Titans.
Name the starter for running backs. Kenneth Walker didn't practice Wednesday due to his chest injury, so we'll see if he comes back. Aaron Jones, limited participant with a hamstring injury, but he's been listed as that like the past 3 or 4 weeks, and he's still been playing. Not to the way we all expected Aaron Jones to play. I drafted him in many leagues, and he's not been very good. He did score a touchdown last week at least.
Yes. At wide receiver, Jamar Chase didn't practice today. He has a back injury. T. Higgins didn't practice. He has a hamstring injury. I don't know what we're going to see out of him, if he's going to be for sure.
I saw right before we went live that they said he's expected not to play now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that might affect me later. Nico Collins, calf injury. He's questionable. I'm not happy about this one. Tyler.
You forgot your gavel in the other room. You're pounding the desk with your fist.
I know. I right when we were going live, I was like, oh, I don't have my gavel in here. Anyway.
They debut the gavel on Monday, so make sure you come back to see the gavel debut.
I apparently hit our desk too much.
Yes. Or use your mouth for it.
Did I already say Tyler Lockett?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. Go ahead and start
Tyler
there.
Lockett is also questionable. He's
I'm really surprised you didn't get mad that I said I wasn't listening.
It is what it is at this point, people. Drake London is also on our injury report. He missed last week with a groin.
Tripped on his groin.
Yep.
Yeah.
that long groin of his. He's questionable this week. And Justin Jefferson, he's actually eligible to return from IR.
Speaking of
So,
long
but
groins, your mom is in the
he-
chat.
he likely her and her we're done. Justin Jefferson likely won't play,
Yeah.
but I think that this is a sign he's close to returning.
Yeah.
Which,
He said he didn't want to come back till he's 100%, but if they're activating him, it's going to be soon. Tight ends, TJ Hawkinson. I know we just said to start him. He's questionable with a rib injury.
but I don't think
it's Hawk. He's going to play.
Yes.
David Njoku didn't practice due to a knee injury, so monitor that one closely. Got another slew of questions.
All right, throw it at us.
I just realized I have not been switching our little whiskey marker, so it still said we were on the intro. We're not on the intro, everybody. Just want you to know that.
This is what happens when you run things over there.
I know.
Instead of me.
Oh, you should have seen it when you weren't here when I was trying to, because I had my notes on your screen. I had the video here to see if I looked like a fool, and then I had all this over here controlling the comments and stuff. And my brain kept getting really confused because this is a touch screen, that is not, and I kept trying to touch screen that notes over there. Anyways, shout out to Josiah. He said to tell your mother to stop begging for a running back from him.
Jojo,
so
I've got it covered.
Mike, she can beat Mike.
I already handled it. We did the trade. We got yelled at severely. So that's why you might have seen 2 trades go through back to back, because I had to undo the trade, but trade fairly.
All right, Beast Mode 11. Welcome back, Beast Mode. I recognize that name. DJ Moore or Adam Thielen? That's tough. I don't think Thielen's going to get the yards. I think he's going to get the catches, though.
I want to. Oh, it's hard because remove
Our
ourselves
fandom
from the Bears for a minute.
Well, okay, so I don't know if you guys watch the Sports Gambling Podcast, the main show with Kramer and Sean. These guys have been, I mean, I would define them as professional bettors.
Absolutely.
They've been professional bettors for years. Kramer hates the Bears. Absolutely hates the Bears. Thinks they're a trash organization. Makes me nervous that he's so positive on them this week. But he thinks this is going to be a rout. He thinks Bears are winning by more than 2 touchdowns. My prop bet was that DJ Moore would have 2 touchdowns.
So
you're trusting
Thielen is reliable.
Yeah.
But I think that DJ Moore.
It's a revenge angle, right? This is his old team. He wants to show them the fuck you.
Give him a middle finger.
Where I am. Yeah. I'd rather have Tyson Bagent, the backup quarterback, throwing to me than this Bryce Young dude who can't even see over the. Bryce Young can't lay down and cover 2 yards. I mean,
so he's under 6 foot, Justin.
Yes, I know. It just sounds weird when you put it in those terms. I'm going with DJ Moore. Call me biased.
I think that
Special
your
agent
boom
agent.
this week with DJ Moore is much higher. Higher
Agreed.
probability.
Yeah. He probably has a lower ceiling or a lower floor. I mean,
I was gonna say just said
a lower floor, but a much higher ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't think Thielen gets the yards. I think he does get the catches. So there's that.
Do with it what you will.
But we're on more. Steven Goforth says, who's better rest of season full PPR, DJ Moore or DeAndre Hopkins? Moore.
I was gonna say DJ Moore.
Because Fields will I expect Fields to be back next week. And before Fields got injured, Moore was putting in huge games.
It was exciting.
Yes.
It was very exciting.
I mean, he had that game where he had 230 yards. DJ Moore, I think, will be better than DeAndre Hopkins the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I like what I've seen from Will Levis. I really do. I think that has elevated Hopkins' stock from Ryan Tannehill. But I think the Fields to DJ Moore connection is very, very solid. All right, scroll past. We already talked to Josiah and your mother. RD banned from the rest of the podcast for saying Bryce Young night in America. We are going to make him look like fools. Thank you very much.
Let's just knock that shit off right now.
You heard it. Henry Segal says Mahomes and Javonte Williams or Tua Tagovailoa and DeAndre Swift in PPR.
Well,
this like if you're going to trade.
Okay, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I think which
There's
side,
a buy. What
which
are we
side
doing
for
here?
the trade?
2.
Yeah.
It's a trade. Mahomes and Javonte for
Yeah, Mahomes, Javonte Williams, or Tua Tagovailoa or DeAndre Swift. It feels dirty to say it, but for me, it's the Tua side.
Really?
Yes.
Mahomes is not. He hasn't looked his.
He is the third ranked quarterback.
He
I was
is.
actually surprised to
He's
find that
had-
out when I looked it up.
Because he's had some.
He had some 33-point games. Look
Mhm.
at, we're both breaking out our phones for the stats. But Tua, with his connection with Tyreek Hill, his connection with Jalen Waddle, they throw the shit out of the
Dolphins this
ball.
year.
Yeah, that offense is just running so fluidly. That I like the Dolphin side because I'm also, Tua is also ranked third. This is a
Tied.
different league, actually, which does make a difference. In this league, Mahomes is ranked fourth. So Tua slightly ahead of Patrick Mahomes. I like DeAndre Swift a lot better than Javonte Williams just because of how the Eagles run the ball and because of how strong that offensive line is. DeAndre Swift has been a stud after week
Mhm.
one. I don't know what was going on week one when they like barely used him. And it's like Kenneth Gainwell's going to lead this backfield. I was excited because I had a shit ton of shares of Kenneth Gainwell. And then they're
And
like, nah,
Swift
just
was
kidding.
just-
And then
yeah.
it was Swift that blew up.
I am on the Tua side here.
It feels
I'm-
weird to say, though, doesn't
Mhm,
it?
But
You're-
I am.
You're taking a non-Mahomes side. It feels weird, but yeah, I like the Tua and Swift side. Hopefully that helps you, Henry. Joe says, I need a wide receiver 2 and a flex, so pick 2. We got Jahan Dotson of the Commanders, Chuba Hubbard of the Panthers, Jacoby Myers, and Josh Downs. Chuba Hubbard's going to have a bad game tonight. The Bears are 9th in DVOA against the run. I know a lot of people don't give their defense credit at all, but they have been getting a lot better against the run. So I don't like Chuba Hubbard. So we have Jahan Dotson of the Commanders who goes against the Seahawks. We have Jacoby Myers of the Raiders. They play the Jets. They play the Jets, which are a very good defense. I think the Raiders win the game this week on the ground. The Jets are not good, surprisingly, stopping the run. And then Josh Downs of the Colts, who plays the Patriots. I'm going Josh Downs and Jahan Dotson, I think.
Really?
I think so. Who are you going with?
Hold on.
Hold on. Hold on,
I'm
she
trying to do
says.
this quickly.
I'll bring up the stat thing since yours isn't working.
Mm-hmm. It's really hindering because you know me. I'm data numbers.
Data driven.
Yes.
So Jahan
Oh.
Dotson, Josh Downs. Who was my other one that I didn't say? Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going Jahan Dotson and Josh
Downs, especially. Yeah, I think I'm going with Downs.
All right. We agreed, and that was full PPR. Still like it. Beast Mode 11 says Dalton Kincaid or Evan Engram. We'll pull up the defense allowed here.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills. Find out who the Bills play for me, please. I do know that the 49ers and the Eagles play. So Engram goes against the Niners, who are second against the tight end position. And the Bills play, I'm blanking on it. The Broncos.
No, they play. Yes, Denver. I was gonna say no. They play Denver, Justin. They play
who
the
are
Broncos.
31st against the tight end. So the Broncos are allowing an average of 9.25 fantasy points against a tight end position, whereas the 49ers are allowing 3.5. Evan Engram, the more talented tight end, but I think just because of that and how bad the Broncos have been against the tight end, you have to go with Dalton Kincaid.
Mm-hmm. I would expect him to.
RD said that we struck a nerve. He's tuning in from YouTube, so he knows he was banned on Facebook, which he tuned in from before, but now he's in the YouTube. I'll welcome you in the YouTube, RD. Henry says, he wants to trade Tua because of his playoff schedule, and the Mahomes owner has Lamar and a weaker running back core in general. Makes sense. Tua has been so good. Mahomes at times, not as much. They've been a very balanced offense, surprisingly. You're second guessing. You're thinking about this playoff schedule. We should do that on one of our upcoming episodes. Break down the playoff.
We should.
Schedule.
Why don't we do it? It's playoffs are coming up. We're week 10 already.
You want to talk about playoffs? We got to win a damn game.
It's always relevant to talk about. We speak for yourself.
I picked on your dad today.
Yeah.
There was a meme of something about when you're 2-7 and still think you could make the playoffs. My dad also 2-7, but I picked on yours.
You didn't pick on your own dad?
No. No.
Just ragging on mine.
Pretty much, yeah. Mo Diesel, Mooney or Michael Thomas, half PPR. I don't think Mooney's going to have the game he had last week. That seemed kind of like an outlier,
Mhm.
but it's really hard to trust Michael Thomas. He's been so inconsistent.
But I would still, of the two, I think I would go with him.
You would go Michael Thomas?
Mhm.
All right. I think I might go Mooney.
You're
even
going
though
Mooney?
he's not going to have the game he had last week, but I don't trust Michael Thomas. So we are split on that one. Sorry, that doesn't help you.
We're not. It's
You can decide
surprising
who
that
to-
we've agreed as much as we have this
It is.
episode. So
Beast Mode says Dobbs or Dak.
Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. I agree. And here's why. The last time Dak Prescott played the Giants, I know the Giants suck. Dak's going to have a great game. The Cowboys blew the Giants out in week 1. Dak had 6 fantasy football points. They didn't need to do much. I think it's going to be the same way. There's like 16.5-point favorites. You could see Dak not play the full second half. If they're up, let's say they're up 28-0 because Tony Pollard has had a rushing touchdown and that defense has caused Tommy DeVito to turn the ball over 3 different times and scored touchdowns. You could see Dak sit the whole second half. That's what scares me about that. And Dobbs he's been a stud. It is so hard not to root for Josh Dobbs with his no eyebrows and everything.
I keep forgetting he doesn't have eyebrows. And every time you mention that, it bothers me.
I saw a Vikings fan on Instagram said, this is Dobbs' team now. And he took his razor and he shaved his eyebrows.
No,
Yeah.
Stop it. That's disgusting.
If Josh Dobbs finishes in the top 5 quarterbacks, I'll shave my eyebrows.
Please don't. I
Okay,
don't want
no,
to
I
see you
won't.
with no eyebrows.
Josiah, we rarely hear Josiah swear, said that Jamie's bitching me out now because I didn't trade with her. Even saying I drive a short bus. You know what, though, Josiah? It's respectable to drive the short. Hang on. It's respectable to drive the short bus. Maybe you just tell her that she has to get around somehow. She needs a driver. I got you, Josiah.
Anyway, what I don't understand out of this is I did the trade with her. I traded her. I gave her the running back help. What is she coming at you for? I want to know what she's trying
probably
to.
Because he made
I
a comment
think
in
she
here.
was like, "Oh, poor me." It was, "Oh, poor me."
That sounds like your mother.
And
No.
and now she's like trying to get everybody to give up their good players. Jojo, tell me what's the trade? Tell me the trade.
Yeah, we'll grade it
Because
for
I
ya.
already did it. I already gave her the help.
I don't think she appreciated my comment that the bus needs a driver for her to get around. I just want to say our starts. We don't need to go break down why because we are running little.
My start at quarterback, I'm gonna break it down a little because
Okay, we can break them down quickly.
And I really probably should have done the quarterback trade my mom wanted to do. Really. I should have picked up Josh Dobbs. As soon as I said it and she grabbed him, I was kicking myself. I was like, why the F did I let her get Dobbs? But anyway, my quarterback is Will Levis because this was who she was trying to throw at me too. Is Will Levis. He is projected 15.5. He's been impressive. He torched the Falcons defense in his first start and then held his own against the Steelers.
Yeah.
Now he goes against a Bucs defense that just let CJ Stroud break the rookie record for 470 yards and 5 touchdowns.
I don't think Levis
fangirling
will
over Stroud.
I don't think Levis will break that record again.
No,
but, yeah.
I don't think Levis is going to have that kind of game. I'm not saying he is not Stroud.
No.
But I do think he's going to find some success here. I don't know what happened here. Anyway, that is my take on Will Levis. So, Mom, if you want to give me Josh Dobbs and just start Will Levis, let's do this.
My dad checking in saying short bus, short people. George wants to know Lockett or Hubbard. 100% Lockett. Again, Hubbard is going against the Bears, 9th in DVOA against the run. Their defense is getting better.
And Lockett was on my start list.
Yeah.
He's projected 10.9. The Commanders defense has been taken advantage of by wide receivers. And I just think that Tyler Lockett should be the next one to do so.
Yeah.
We've
agreed.
already talked how we think Seattle is going to have a good bounce back game
Yeah.
against the Commanders. And I expect that Lockett is going to have a healthy dose of those targets.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Just to recap my quarterback. So George, we both agree Lockett there. Sorry. Cute picture of the dog too. Can you see that over here? Look at the dog on
Aw.
George's picture. We're dog animal lovers, all animal lovers, but dogs too, or especially, I mean. My quarterback, Taylor Heineke, I'm not really going to break it down too much, except that he now faces that Arizona defense right after facing the Vikings. He did all right against the Vikings. This is a much better play if Drake London is back, if his no longer tripping on his groin. But
he tucked it in this week.
yeah, if you got Mahomes or Tua on a bye, you could do worse than starting Heineke. You talked about your starting wide receiver. Mine's Tank Dell. We already said Woods questionable, Collins questionable, Tank Dell not questionable, and so I think it's going to be him and Noah Brown. And sure, the Bengals do have a decent pass defense, but I think this is going to be a game where the Texans are going to have to throw the ball. The Bengals are no joke. Now that Burrow is healthy, they are no joke. And so the Texans are going to have to throw the ball, or the Tekkens. If you didn't get to hear about the Tekkens, go back a couple episodes. We tell you the history of the Tekkens, how they were rivals with the Mayans, did we say, or the Aztecs, and moved from Mexico to the city of Houston, where they later changed their name to the Texans as they were in hiding. You want to talk about your starting running back?
Do we have any other questions?
Not right now. Just people picking on your mom.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
Josiah says that she's a greedy short bus rider, and he doesn't want to hear it. Josiah, what was the trade? Type it out.
Please tell us the trade.
yeah.
If I have to ask you again,
you're off the Christmas card list. Who's your starting running back?
Charbonnet. He is projected.
Isn't that a wine?
That's Chardonnay.
Oh,
which is my mom's favorite wine.
Well, there you go.
But Zach Charbonnet, he's projected 6.2. He has slowly been taking over the backfield, whether that be what are you doing?
Nothing.
You're distracting me.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, Charbonnet has been taking over this backfield. Walker isn't healthy.
No.
So I expect that Charbonnet still is going to get over 50% of the snaps.
Yeah. No, he's still not healthy. Mine's going to be Antonio Gibson, the guy that's going to be on the other side of the ball than Zach Charbonnet. Seattle is going to want to bounce back from that Ravens embarrassment. I do think that they are going to have a really good game, which means Washington is going to have their pass catching back in there as they're trying to catch up. That's Antonio Gibson. So I think that Seattle jumps out to a quick lead and Gibson gets a lot of snaps. He had 5 catches, I think, last week. I expect him to have in that 5 to 6 range plus carries. So I like Antonio Gibson. I've been out on him most of the year. He's been a little disappointing, but I think that he picks it up this game. Tight ends.
Are you ready for this again?
Yes.
Is this like the 3rd week in a row he's been my start? But he is. He's projected so little compared to what he's been doing and how he's been performing. Taysom Hill is my man.
What? I thought, what? All right, Taysom.
No, he is. I just love how versatile he is. I love how he's finally being used, and he's living up to his potential because their team is using him correctly. He has thrown for at least 10 touchdowns. He's caught at least 10 touchdowns. He's rushed for at least 10 touchdowns in his career. He's among a very short list of players that have done that.
Yeah.
I love when I've been watching him. He caught a touchdown. He threw for a touchdown last week. It's just been exciting. The last time he didn't hit 8.5 points, which I don't remember if I said this, that's his projection this week, was in week 5. In the last 3 weeks, he's had a big part of the offense.
Yeah.
Whether it's in receiving or running or throwing.
Yes.
He's a great flex piece or a great tight end if yours is on a bye. If you already have a really good tight end, I've put him in my flex.
Yeah.
I've started Travis Kelce and put him in my Taysom Hill in my flex.
Well, and now Travis Kelce on a bye. So
on a bye.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And mine's Logan Thomas. I just think his targets have been going up. Sam Howell likes throwing to the guy. The offensive coordinator likes getting him involved, Eric Bieniemy. Logan Thomas, not Travis Kelce, but the same offense that Travis Kelce has been successful in under Eric Bieniemy. Let's answer a couple more questions, shall we? I was looking for my QA button.
My hat keeps falling. This is okay.
Your
I'm done.
hat keeps falling.
You even adjusted it before we started.
I did.
It's all weird.
I have to tell you this trade first.
Okay.
Josiah came through. She wanted either Devontae Adams, I think that is, or Ramondre Stevenson for Tajay Spears or Devin Singletary.
Mom, what the hell?
Maybe go back to your pizza box and rerun the numbers.
She showed us a pizza box where she wrote on the lid all of her.
Had everything written out.
Mom, what are you doing? I gave you a trade. Why are you still working people?
Adrian Garza has a question. Start to Jerry Jeudy, Chuba Hubbard, Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson. I already said that I was out on Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. So who else don't you like?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm high on Christian Watson.
I agree. Not only is he injured, he's questionable, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he misses this week's game. I'm not sold on Jordan Love. I know they put up 20 points or whatever last week, but this is why RD is trolling me, I think, because I keep trashing Jordan Love. But
Jordan
come on,
Love
RD.
sucks.
You know Jordan Love is not the answer for the Packers. So, yeah, I would go Jerry Jeudy and Jahan Dotson out of those four. Agreed?
Yes, I agree.
She trashes your team, RD, and then she gets all shy about it. She's like, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Josiah says, I'm fighting for the playoffs here, and she's making trades like that. It's obviously pick on your
I don't know
mom.
if you know it, Jojo, but my mom is also fighting for the playoffs or a chance. She's also
For a chance, she's got the best record in the league. She needs to calm down. Nobody should be helping her.
It's more, she's probably also messaging him on the side. What we're not seeing, what he's not saying is that it's a week. Like, just do trade seeds for 1 week.
That's weaseling. You do not make 1 week trades.
She really,
that is a bunch of bullshit.
Have you not played Monopoly?
This is
with
not
my
Monopoly.
family. It doesn't matter. I get
how much money do you put on Monopoly? $0. People put hard-earned cash on this, and you're trying to weasel a week win out of it when she's the best team in the league. That is bullshit.
It's more about the in-house rivalry between her and my dad.
And so you're picking your mom's side.
I'm not picking any
this
sides.
Never happens, but come on. Your dad is 2-7. She's 7-2. Why do you have to help your mom out? Answer me that. Do you really have to pick on your dad?
I think we need to. No, I'm not picking on my dad. I said nothing about my dad.
No, you're helping your mother out against the team that's tied for the worst record in the league. That's picking on your dad. And now she feels bad.
And you're losing son-in-law points.
That's all right. I'll gain him back somehow. You want to talk about sits real quick before we get out of here? Or do we want to just get out of here?
I think we've talked about, I'm looking at my sit list, and we talked about Dak. We talked about Kenneth Walker. We briefly mentioned T. Higgins at the start. Like this,
does sound like he'll be out now.
Okay, so he'll be out because I was gonna say like that he was already on my sit list.
Regardless, Bengals receivers might struggle against the Texans.
We didn't talk about my sit for tight ends is Jake Ferguson. He's projected 8.1. I don't see him getting that. Kind of similar to the Dak Prescott angle. Ferguson has been doing better the past couple weeks fantasy football wise, but the Giants maybe too easy.
I forgive you
for them, and that could mean backups get in early in that second half, like you were talking about, and I kind of agree.
Oh, she just kind of agrees with me. My sits are Trevor Lawrence. I'm a big T-Law fan, but the 49ers are healthy. And I think that Bosa and now Chase Young might have a good opportunity of slowing him down a little bit. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery's back. It makes me nervous. I want to see what the backfield looks like now that he's back. He's had 2 really good games. It's hard to sit him right now, but I have to see how that breaks out. Devontae Adams already talked about how the Raiders and Aiden O'Connell, I don't know how successful Adams and Myers are going to be. Myers is set up for more success in that offense. And the the new coach, Antonio Pierce, has already said he really wants to run the ball. He wants to keep getting Josh Jacobs involved. His first game as a starter or as a coach, Pierce, that is, they ran the ball. They had the most rushing yards that they've had all year. And then Chigozie Okonkwo. I don't know why people keep believing in this guy, because I definitely don't. I know Will Levis has elevated that offense a little bit more than Ryan Tannehill, but I don't necessarily believe in Okonkwo. And somebody's off the Christmas list. I don't know if it's me or Josiah, but I'm betting it's me. Nick wants to know if he can have raisins. And he's so happy that your mother is winning the family league.
He's trying to steal the points.
Yes,
that you
he is stealing the
literally
points that I just lost.
Dude, I was talking to my mom yesterday, and Nick texted her. He's
Just randomly?
Yeah, no, it sent a video, like, and I'm just like, what? Nick's sending you texts, and he's like, yeah, I talked to Nick.
She's like, I talk to Nick all the time. Careful, Nick. Her dad might strangle you. I have been threatened to be strangled before by your father. But it's because I said, hey, Mikey, he likes it. He does not like that. If you have any other questions
on the pod.
I know. If you have any other questions, put them in the chat while we finish out here. Do you have anything else to add? I mean, the Bears are getting ready to cream the Panthers, hopefully. You know what, though? This is win-win for the Bears, regardless, because we have our pick, obviously, in the first round. We also have the Panthers pick. So no matter who loses, we win, because it leads to a higher draft pick.
We took the farm from them.
We did. What did you say? The farm, the tractor, and the Porsche, or what did you say?
The Ferrari.
The Ferrari, yes. The Ferrari being DJ Moore, I feel like. But yeah, we have their first rounder. So if we beat them, it's great, because that means that first rounder is more valuable. If they beat us, it's fine, because that means our first rounder is more valuable. Win-win. Look at me looking at the bright side, but we're not going to lose. No way.
Can you stop jinxing us?
Sorry. Where's your gavel? You have anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, this has been fun. Thank you, everybody who chimed in.
Yeah, we appreciate all the questions.
Yeah,
make sure you come back.
Yeah, hit that like, hit the subscribe.
Miranda will be here Monday.
I will be. I will not be here Thursday next week, because I will be on business travel.
Yes, business travel. We have at least one special guest, maybe two special guests. I already have a confirm from the Mr. in 70 to 200 fantasy football leagues himself.
Cody is coming on while I'm gone.
Yes, Cody Zeeb. And which we gotta, sometime when you're here, I need to send them that whiskey.
Yes, we have to do the crossover with the NASCAR game.
And have a NASCAR crossover, even though it's NASCAR off season now. But that's okay. They can still talk NASCAR. I even have a clip to play while they're on the pod. And I'm still we got a pending from the OG SGPN fantasy football host, Rodrigo Villagomez. He's got to check on his daughter's band schedule. Completely understand, but we're hoping to have both of them on next Thursday in your place. Did you see that? I am showing that you are so important. We need two people.
You're doing basically essentially a crossover episode without me.
No, we're not.
That's how I feel right now.
You know how you should feel? You're so important that I need two people to replace you.
I feel like I'm missing out on a really good time.
Well, you are going to miss out on a really good time. It is going to be a fun time. I even, after Cody,
you're like, Mur's going to be gone. Let's party on the podcast.
Well,
what is wrong with you?
I did say, Cody confirmed that he was in, he could do it. And I said, what about you, Rod? Shall we make this a threesome? And he said he was going to check the schedule to see if he could swing that. So it's going to be a good time. You're going to want to stop. Oh, Homer Simpson checking in.
Oh.
Do I start Cole Kmet or Chris Godwin this week? Half PPR. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tyson Bagent loves throwing the ball to Cole Kmet. And Tyson Bagent is
Kmet could have a really good game. I know we already compared Kmet with Hawkinson.
The only thing
I couldn't start him over Hawkinson.
Yeah.
But I do think Kmet there's a really good opportunity for him to have a really good game this week.
There is a good opportunity. I don't think he has the 2 touchdowns that he had last week, obviously. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I think DJ Moore is going to steal those.
I agree. Panthers are 9th against the tight end. That makes me a little nervous for Cole Kmet.
Mhm.
The Buccaneers play the Titans, who are 21st against the wide receiver. Go Chris Godwin.
Yeah, that looks a little bit better of a matchup to me.
Yep. I would go Chris Godwin. I think he has a higher ceiling and probably a higher floor, to be honest. Don't you think?
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in, Homer Simpson. Love the Simpsons. If you're the real Homer Simpson, thank you for joining our podcast. I appreciate it.
Really.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, go and leave us a review. We were supposed to run a contest. I mentioned that last Monday when you were gone. We didn't get that started. So here's what I was thinking.
Work has been too crazy. We're not doing it yet.
Here's what I think.
What?
A holiday to holiday contest.
I
Thanksgiving
like
to Christmas. Yeah, festivities.
Do contests, some giveaways during the holiday season.
Yeah. Win something for Christmas because it'll start Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Mhm.
All right. It's settled.
I like it better.
Approves.
Things should be a little bit quieter for me around that time. Things have been so insane for me.
Thanks for jinxing yourself. Knocking on wood again. You have anything else to add?
No, this has been fun.
It's always fun. How's your old fashioned over there? Looks like you got some work to do.
I have some work to do.
But mine is gone. Going once, going twice.
Sold.
Old-fashioned football.